Welcome to our afternoon game. We didn't get the morning game in. The NHL Pens had a team practice, so threw off the schedule of the rink. Today, just a touch, but here we go. One afternoon game. Cleveland was willing to drive in for a 3:52 start. Gonna be without Ryan Burkheiser today. Hope he gets back soon. Dealing with an injury from last week's battle. So today we're gonna have some new line pairings, it looks like. It's Maury, Sullivan, and Egger out there together with Markey and Stahl. And right away it's Egger on net with a centering pass to Sullivan that's broken up. Egger playing center. His turnaround pass to Sadler, intercepted there, I should say, by Sadler for the Barons. Markey now rifles a pass over to Sullivan, gets it up to Maury, who's going to play it in deep. Nicely done there. Markey always has some crisp tape-to-tape passes. Gunnar Morgan, Ferguson, and Shadish out there together. Michael and Monheim defensively. Here comes Fogle. We know him well for Cleveland. He's their top scorer. Rifles one high and wide over the net, rims around the boards. Monheim's out there with Michael defensively. Puck's picked up by Fogle. Takes a hit by Shadish. Allows Michael to come away with the puck. He's going to try a bump pass up to Ferguson. Ferguson and Shadish battling in the near corner here. Michael now throws a reverse hit as he gets the puck down low to Gunnar Morgan. Shadish's pass for Ferguson. Tipped just wide of the net. Puck comes out, picked up by Monheim. He's got it at center ice. His pass intercepted too many men for sure. And that's going to give the Pens the opening power play. Sloppy change there by Cleveland, and that's going to give the Pens a power play opportunity. Pens don't necessarily run out of power play unit. Just next line up, it's going to be Caulfield, Markey, Reeling, Gumenis, and Julius. Julius coming off a high fever. He's back out there. Hopefully not contaminating any of the boys. And the Pens are going to be playing with 5 defensemen today. Doesn't look like Reed Aloya is here today. Have to find out some more information. Reed and Burkheiser both out for today's game. Cleveland not sending someone over to the box right now. A lot of confusion here. Someone's got to go into the penalty box. Marcy getting on the referee saying, hey, so too many men on the ice, still requires somebody to come to the box. Gumenis wins the draw, back to Markey, over to Caulfield. Caulfield to Gumenis. Gumenis down the boards to Julius. To Caulfield. His shot blocked down and out of the zone. And it's going to be a breakaway chance for the Barons, but good back check there by Gumenis. Now it's Markey. Markey gets it knocked away, but Julius is there. Julius to Gumenis. Slides it over to Caulfield. His shot, glove down and a save. Quick change there for the Pens. They're going to bring out Egger, Sullivan, and Maury with, oh, I'm sorry, Loya is there with Stahl. I apologize. We do have 6 defensemen. My apologies to the Loya family. I don't mean to spark any concern on anyone's part. Puck coming back out below the goal line. Loya drops it for Stahl. Plays it up to Sullivan. Sullivan cross ice to Loya. His pass just out of reach of Egger. That's going to be an icing. Egger to take the offensive zone draw. Picked up by Stahl. Stahl's going to leave it for Aloya. Back to Stahl. Up ice to Egger through center ice. Here he comes. Gains the blue line. Absorbs a hit but controls the puck. Now he leaves it for Aloya. Not much of a forecheck by the Pens here. Now a big hit there by Gabe Egger. They're going to call a hand pass there on Cleveland. And that's going to do it for the power play. Excuse me, 1 second left on the power play. Gunnar Morgan and Shadish with Ferguson out there with Monheim and Michael. Fogle the other way for Cleveland. Shot just wide of the net. He's ripped 2 already with no shots on net. He takes down Shadish hard into the ice. Now Monheim gets ridden hard into the boards. Morgan's there. Picked up by Ferguson. His pass intercepted. Big reverse hit there by Fogle. Gunnar Morgan coming up ice. He tries to sidestep some danger. Nice pass there by Michael. Gets it right back up ice to Morgan. Morgan's driving hard to the net. His shot, good save by the goalie. Not many shots on net just yet for the Pens. This one gloved down by by Monheim. Gets it over to Caulfield. Back to Morgan. Up ice to Ferguson. This pass intercepted now by Gumenes. Gumenes leaves it for Aloya. Now to Caulfield. Pens just circling all around. Now Gumenes is going the other way. Gumenes shoots. Glove blocker into the corner. Julius is there into some traffic. Aloya over to Caulfield. Caulfield with a bump pass just out of Reeling's reach. He gives chase. Puck comes up to Caulfield. He shoots just wide of the net. Puck comes up to Julius at the point, throws it to the near corner. Gumenes to give chase. Puck now coming out to center ice. Backhanded and intercepted by Stahl. And Stahl's going to throw it back in deep. Good forecheck pressure there by Gumenes. Puck comes out to the point. Markey fans on a pass, and now it's going to be a breakout the other way. Stahl racing back though. He's going to bear tackle his man. He's going to get caught for a hook. Got called for the bear hug. Egger and Sullivan out there on the penalty kill. Egger wins the draw back to Markey. Up to the point for Cleveland. Shot stick the side into the corner. Franco's in net, playing great. Egger attacking Fogle at the point. Fogle's on a walk in and a stick save into the netting. Great save by Franco. Depends on another power play here. Certainly going to be a physical game. Everyone knows that when you're playing Cleveland. The Pens can respond. Shot, short angle shot, and a save. 27 seconds left on the power play. Shadish, Ferguson, and Gunnar Morgan coming out together. I think Cully Sullivan's getting tended to by his dad for skate blades right now. Gunnar Morgan wins the draw cleanly over to Caulfield. Finds Shadish up the boards to Gunnar Morgan. That one's going to come out of the zone and not be an icing. Boya's going to drop it off to Caulfield. Plays up to Shadish. Shadish to Ferguson. Ferguson through some traffic. Puck still loose. On net. Morgan takes a big hit, tries to play it back to Caulfield, and just out of his reach. Boya's going to be first man back. Centering pass broken up by Caulfield. Puck kept in the zone, and a 2-on-1 chance here for the Barons. This shot gets knocked into the corner. Gunnar Morgan now with the puck. Gunnar Morgan driving, waiting for some help here. Now he's just going to rim it around the boards to Stahl. Stahl gets held up at the blue line. Now the puck comes to Reeling. Reeling makes a man miss. Reeling still through some traffic. Now he pulls it back, plays it up to Markey, over to Stahl, but out of his stick. Tipped just wide of the net by Julius. Markey on a nice pinch. Weaves it now for Gumenis. Gumenis to Stahl. Stahl down low to Julius, just off of his stick. To Gumenis. Back over to Markey. Penn's just sloppy with the puck right now. Not catching anything clean. Gonna get a face-off in the zone. Not sure that one, I guess, played out by Cleveland. Face-off one to Reeling. Back down to Reeling. He drops one down now to Gumenis. Coming up the boards to Julius, but not out. Stahl's there to Julius. Now it does come out. Stahl's going to throw it off sides. Intentional offsides on the Pens. They'll come back out to center ice. Gumenis wins the draw, but straight back to Franco. To Monheim now. Gets it over to Michael. To Julius, who smacks one up but not out. Gumenis gives chase. Puck's still there. Now Reeling comes in from the offside, leaves it for Monheim. Monheim spins, gets out of trouble, gets it up to Gumenis. Gumenis leaves it for Julius, now to Reeling. On another offsides with 2 minutes to play in the first period. Egger to take the draw with Sullivan and Mowry. Sullivan comes away with it, gets it over to Michael. Drops it back to Monheim. Monheim tries saucing up one. Mowry, nice pass from Mowry to Sullivan. Sullivan can't get the shot off. Puck's loose. Sullivan gets that shot off. That one hit the crossbar. Good play by Mowry to get Sullivan the puck twice. puck comes up to Edgar at the boards. And it's a race for the boards. Now Edgar throws his man hard into the glass and a nice check there. Cleveland circling in their own zone, coming up ice now with a full head of steam. Shot on net, saved by Franco. And played out of the zone neatly there by Caulfield. Sullivan gives chase as the rest of the Pens go for a change. Cleveland out the other way, shot, big save, sticked into the corner. Stahl now up to Gunnar Morgan. Morgan driving hard into the zone. Through some traffic, backhand slides one just off out of reach of Shadish. Puck now back up to the point. Markey's there, knocks it down momentarily. Sliding a pass all the way through. Shadish tying up his man. Stahl taking a hit there. Gets the puck over to Markey. Backhands it up to Shadish. Kept in the zone by the Barons, and that's going to do it after one. It's 1-0 Barons on top. Markey to Shadish to Morgan. Puck coming out here now. Stahl takes his man off the puck, and it's going to be loose. Markey's there. The Barons circling in the offensive zone, makes a man miss, makes a second man miss. Puck still loose, shot by Franco, rebound save. And puck picked up by Gunnar Morgan. Skating it through some trouble. Continues to bring it into the zone, nicely done there. Now puck comes out to center ice, Monheim's there, plays it over to Michael. Michael waiting for the troops to get on sides, so he plays it to Monheim. His pass for reeling out of reach, and that's going to be an offsides on the Barons. Menace wins the draw to Reeling, who plays it back to Michael. Cross ice to Julius. Julius to Gumenes. Gumenes gets taken down hard. Barons out the other way. 3-on-2. Sticked aside by Franco. Good back check there by Julius. Shot from the point, stick to the side. Franco there again, shot off the side of the net. Puck still loose. Mannheim takes his man down from behind as he had an open net. Puck coming all the way back down into the offensive zone. Reeling gives chase on the forecheck. Barons get it out though. It's going to be the big rig, Junior there. Playing it, Reeling now comes away. Gumenes out there, and that puck's just out of reach. Wraparound chance. Franco wasn't there at first, and so got shot into the backside of him. It's been all Cleveland today, folks. 1-0 on the scoreboard, but they've had some dynamite scoring chances. Egger, Sullivan, and Maury out there together. Egger wins this one back to Caulfield over to Loya. Franco playing with his stick, not sure what to do with it. Now he's just going to freeze it. And with 12:40 in the second, it's been all Barons in the second period. Off one back to Caulfield. Caulfield now leaving it for Loya. Loya up to Maury. He tips this one ahead to Sullivan. Sullivan now drops it back to Egger. Egger slides it back through to Sullivan off his skates, almost an in, but now he finds a big rig in front of the net, and Maury's there. And that's going to put the Pens on the board. Nice play from Egger to Sullivan, back to Maury. Cole gets the Pens on the board with a big-time goal. Found himself all alone in front of the net, and he knows how to do the rest. Puck coming up into the netting. Shadish and Ferguson out there were Gunnar Morgan, Markey, and Stahl. Shadish lays a hit on the forecheck. Ferguson on a good back check, rubs his man off into the boards, leaves it for Stahl, who's going to pitch this back in. Shadish gives chase, shows off some of that speed and strength. Breaking up a play here, puck dangerous in front of the net. Still loose, but skated out of trouble by the Barons. Shot, big save by Franco. Puck coming out to the point. Shot, blocker, save. Shadish taking his man into the boards, leaves the puck here for Gunnar Morgan. That's going to be an icing on the Pens. Pens go for a change here. Gumenes is going to come out with Julius and Reeling, Mannheim and Michael. Tied ball game off of Cole's goal in the last series. Shot, good stick there by Michael, drives that one into the corner. Now it comes out to Reeling, touches it over to Julius. He skates it through a little bit of traffic. It's going to come out to Michael at center ice, slides it over to Mannheim. Puck up to Reeling, gets it into the zone to Julius. Now to Michael, to Mannheim. Puck still loose. Now Gumenes has it. Gumenes circling, finds Michael. Michael takes the ice in front of him, makes it man or two miss. Now he's just going to get it to the red line and in deep. Puck still coming loose. Now Reeling has it, chips it over to Caulfield. Caulfield back to Reeling, tipped by Gumenes and on net, and that's going to be a save. .12 left in the second. 1-1. Pens tied it up on Mowry's goal from Sullivan and Egger. Egger takes the draw, wins it back just out of reach of Caulfield. Gets it up to Egger. Egger with a fake pass, gets it back to himself, spins into the zone. Backhands it now over to Mowry with that long reach. He gets there first. Egger has it again. Slides it over to Loya. Off of his stick and out of the zone. Loya plays it back to Caulfield. Caulfield up to Mowry on his stick. That should be an icing. And it will be with 9:30 left in the period. Gunnar Morgan with a defensive zone draw on a win. Gets it over to Markey, chips it up off the glass into the neutral zone. Ferguson gives chase. Now Shadish is there with some speed. Breaks it up, gets it over to Ferguson. He skates in, drops it. Just a good save there by the goalie. Stahl now gets it back to Markey. 9:11 left in the second period, 1-1. Pretty evenly played game for the most part. Fogle did the scoring, of course, for Cleveland. And Mowry for the Pens. Gonna be an offsides. What do we got here? Looks like an offsides on the Pens. Morgan wins another faceoff. So good on the draws. Stahl up to Shadish. Shadish playing a strong physical game as you'd expect. Allows Ferguson to come into the zone, lays a check there. Markey on a good pinch, keeps it deep in the zone. Now Shadish, Shadish doing another big hit. Him and Egger certainly laying some big hits today for the Pens. Stahl on a nice keep there on the corner. Now gets up to Gunnar Morgan at the point. His shot on net, glove down and a rebound. Ferguson's there on the half wall. Now he gets it back. He's with some speed into the zone, gets rubbed off, and maybe a hook there, no call. Him and another player get tangled up behind the play. They'll both go to the box. So we'll get offsetting minors for Ferguson, and another player for the Barons has got tangled up behind the play. And we'll get a center zone face-off with Gumenes, Julius, and Reeling, Michael and Monheim. Puck's one into the defensive zone. Michael takes a hard hit from Fogle. Puck comes out to Julius. High off the glass and into the netting, and we'll get a defensive zone draw. Menace takes the draw. It's going to come up to Julius at the point. Puck thrown down into the corner. Monheim gets ridden off the puck, but leaves it for Michael. Julius tries to get it out. Dangerous play there. Stolen away by Fogle. His shot now blocked by Gumenes into the corner. He's going to be the first man there to the puck, though. Slap shot attempt there Controlled by Monheim before it got on net. Now broken up by Michael. Up to Julius. Julius through some traffic. Puck just over Rilling's stick. Halfway through the game, and we are pretty much even as we go. Caulfield plays around the boards to Sullivan. Probably would have been a high stick. Not sure it wasn't called, but Caulfield has it. He pumps the brakes, spins out some trouble. Now gets it to Sullivan, who smacks at it up the boards. Egger comes in to clean up a little bit of trouble. Shot on net, blocked down by Caulfield, and then a rebound by the Barons just high and over the net. Egger forces a turnover at the blue line. Sullivan gives chase. Sullivan comes away with a nice forecheck, gets it to Egger. Egger up to Caulfield. Shot on net and a glove save. Gunnar Morgan takes the offensive zone draw, wins it back to Markey. Now plays it over to Stahl. His shot knocked down at the point. Stahl swings around, plays it to the Barons, and Shadish lays the hard hit. Now Markey drops in a check. Centering pass, one-timer shot wide of the net by the Barons. They play it up to the point. Ferguson looking for a breakaway chance. Morgan's there with the stolen pass. The puck comes all the way out. Depends on a forecheck here. Touch pass allows the Barons to get out. They got a 2-on-2. Good back check by Ferguson to tie things up. Now it's a 3-on-2. Centering pass. Oh, not sure how that one didn't go in. Great save by Franco. Sliding from side to side across the crease. Now it's Markey. Good stick there by Stahl, breaks up that scoring chance, and now it's Morgan coming out the other way. He takes a hit. Strong play there, holds on to the puck. Cleveland fast out the other way, swims through Markey's shot attempt and a backhand just wide of the net. Shot and a save by Franco. Markey gets taken hard into the boards. Good steal by Benny. That one's going to be loose. Rilling comes away with it. Finds Julius on the backhand pass, but just broken up. Now Gimenez fresh on the ice. He takes a check from Fogle, who comes away with the puck. Now Rilling comes away with a steal. He brings it into the zone. Rilling shoots and glove down and a save. Gimenez has a tendency to win faceoffs directly between his two defensemen. And this one goes all the way back down into the D zone. Monheim has to retreat, control it. Plays it to Julius on the boards. Now Gimenez gets it, flips it out to Rilling. Rilling and Michael out there together. Rilling leaves it for Michael. Rilling comes away with a forecheck steal. Now he's skating through some traffic, gets it on his backhand, gets through some traffic, backhand shot, and a save by the goalie. So Gabe Egger's line's going to come out with 3:56 left in the second. Egger wins it over to Sullivan. He plays it around the boards to Mowry. Tries to get a pass to Egger, picked up by Cleveland. They're going to play it high off the glass and just over Caulfield's stick. So Sullivan will retreat back to grab it. Plays it to Loya, back to Sullivan. Sullivan looking up ice, gets it to Mowry. He chops down on it. Mowry looking for his second of the game, just wide of the net. Centering pass to Sullivan, broken up by Cleveland. Caulfield chips this one to keep it in the zone. Now just around Caulfield, and here they go. Loya trying to get back. Shot, big save by Franco. And now Caulfield steals a pass attempt to the front of the net. Gets it up to Mowry, just out of his grasp. Puck coming back to Loya at the blue line. Egger and Sullivan, a little miscommunication there. And then Franco's just going to freeze it, saying, let's get this under control, boys. 2:57 left in the period. Evenly played game, 1-1. Barons and Pens tied late into the second. Puck gets rimmed all the way around the boards. There's Markey. Good defensive play, rides his man into the boards. Puck comes out to the point. Long shot just wide of the net. Ferguson slides one just through Shadish's feet. Puck still loose, comes out to the red line. Touch pass by Stahl, gets it in deep. Pass through the Barons defenseman there. Now Markey with a nice defensive play, intentional offsides perhaps by the Barons. Ferguson wins the draw, but puck's going to come back in our D zone for Monheim. Monheim up the glass to Ferguson. He plays it back to Morgan. Morgan over to Ferguson. Just out of the reach of Morgan. Good back check there. Monheim in good defensive position. Stalls out that shot. Oh, and that's got to be a trip right there. Hard into the boards. Shadish takes a trip, and the Pens are going to go on the power play. With 1:37 left in the period, Pens go back on the power play. With Julius, Reeling, and Gumenis, Monheim and Michael out there defensively. Face off again, won by Gumenis. Splits our defenders though again. Michael leaves it for Monheim. Slides across ice to Gumenis. Gumenis gonna skate it in. And he plays it out of the zone to Michael. Now Gumenis gonna skate it in himself. Gumenis plays it up along the boards to Monheim. Back down to Gumenis. No one at the point. I'm not sure where Monheim's gone. Shot wide of the net by Gumenis. Julius picks up. Pass out, rebound, loose, puck still loose. Julius is there, puck still loose. And that's going to be an icing. And with 36 seconds left, excuse me, 43 seconds left in the period, 36 in the game clock. Pens will go for a change. Markey's out there. Gets it to Edgar. Edgar battles his way through. Loose puck in front of the net. Sullivan's behind the net, I should say. Sullivan was there momentarily. That one's just out of Caulfield's reach. And now Mark Franco's going to come out way out of the net. And now Edgar comes back on a nice back check. Edgar gets away to Sullivan, to Mowry. Penalty's over with 5 seconds left in the period. Sullivan's going to take a slap shot, pat it into the corner, and that's going to do it. After 2, we're tied at 1. Cole Mowry with the solo goal for the Pens. Here we come to the third and final period. It's Gunnar Morgan's line. He wins the draw to himself. And he's going to rim it down into the zone, allow Ferguson to give chase. Barron's quickly the other way. Stahl in good position. He's out there with Loya. Puck comes out to Ferguson just through the stick. And Shadish on a strong forecheck. Big hit by Shadish. Puck comes around and not out though. Gunnar Morgan's there. Shot through some traffic. Good stick by Loya. That puck's into the corner. Stahl takes his man to the boards. Now Loya tips this pass wide of the net. Plays his man into the boards. Allows Gunnar Morgan to come in. Loose puck in front of the net. Centering pass. Barons couldn't get a good clean shot on it. That shot through some traffic. Puck still loose. Good shot through some screen traffic there for Franco to stand tall. Gumenis now comes out with Reeling and Julius. Michael and Monheim. Gumenis wins the draw to Monheim. Centering pass broken up by Michael. Puck still loose. Now Julius drops down. Keep that one off. Shot loose. Puck rebound. Still loose. Reeling now gets it to Julius and out. Julius leaving it for Gumenis, just out of his reach. Now Reeling comes away with an interception, chips it over to Julius. His shot, pad save into the corner. Gumenis now has it. Michael's shot from the point, not there. Reeling's there for the rebound. Puck still loose. Egger to take the face off, wins it back to Markey, plays it down below the boards. Egger giving chase. Egger still skating through some traffic. He shoots and scores. Gabe Egger through some traffic. Skates and goes glove hand low to put the Pens on top 2-1. And that's going to give the Pens a 1-goal lead here early in the third. Egger to take the draw. Egger now on the forecheck, comes away with a steal there, tries to get it to Sullivan. Now puck comes back to Markey. He's waiting for us to touch up. He's just going to drive it in himself. Markey now backhand pass to, wow, how did he find Mowry there in a scoring chance? Mowry shot just high over the blocker's side. Egger keeps it in the zone nicely. Centering pass broken up. Sullivan knocks his man to the ice. Now Egger on a back check. Shot, bad save, big save, rebound, still loose. Waiting for a whistle, that was gonna get dangerous. A little scuffle after the play. Cole laughing because not much is going to really deter him. Him and Fogle are going to go to the box together. Fogle's pretty much 90% of the scoring for Cleveland. Not a bad trade-off to get him off the ice. Although Mowry does a lot of scoring for the Pens, so two of the bigger kids on the ice. There's some punches might have been thrown. So we're going to play 5-on-5. Tough to decipher what exactly happened down there in the corner. Gunnar Morgan's line's out there. He wins it back to Loya. Plays it over to Caulfield, gets it up to Morgan. Here we go. Odd man rush coming the other way. Ferguson going hard to the net. Centering pass from Gunnar Morgan just wide of the net. Picked up by Ferguson. He's circling through some traffic. He throws a pass on net. Tipped just high over the net by Shadish. Now Ferguson has it back. Barron's come away with a steal. Power in the other way. Good stick by Loya. Cleveland controls, centering pass. And we'll get a stoppage of play there with 11-14. I was trying to listen to what Marcy said. Sounded like a player might have gotten a game misconduct. Not sure for Cleveland, but nevertheless, here we are. It's 5-on-5 with 11-14 left in the second. Pens on top after Gabe Egger's unassisted goal. Julius gets this face-off from Gumenes. He's going to shoot one on net and saved. Face-off coming all the way back. It's going to be Monheim that has to get there. Monheim plays it over to Michael. Now Gumenes comes in to help. Michael takes a hit, leaves it for Monheim. Whoop, Reeling pulled up there. That was puck up to Michael at the point. Barron's out the other way. Shot, pad, save. Puck comes out now to Reeling. He's got Gumenes, who's lining up a shot high and wide over the net. Julius with a rebound. Oh, and the puck just bounces out. Now Markey comes back. There's Stahl. 10 minutes left in the ball game. Stahl's there. Weaves it for Markey. Now Morgan taps it up to Egger. Penn's playing with 8 forwards here. Mowry's still in the box. And the Pens will get a power play opportunity here. After the play, roughing. Oh, a game conduct and ejection there. .38 left in the contest here. Face off one to Egger. Egger plays it over to Markey. One-timer. Puck coming out to center ice. Picked up by Stahl at the FedEx logo. Plays it over to Markey. Markey drops it for Gunnar Morgan. Makes a couple of people miss. Slides that one through. Banged out of the zone there by Stahl. Puck comes up to Morgan. Shot high and wide over the net by Egger. Barron's coming out quickly the other way. Short-handed opportunity. Stahl gets it back here. 27 seconds on this power play unit. Not much happening here for the Pens, and they're going to rim it back into the zone. Ferguson gets the rebound off the boards. Up to Gumenes. He pumps the brakes, gets it over to Shadish. Shadish spinning, gets it to Ferguson. Ferguson shot on goal. Save. It's 5-on-5 now, the last 8 minutes of the game. Woya steps into a shot, rebound, picked up by Caulfield. Shot just wide, or deflected, I should say. Gumenes now turns around and rifles a shot and a save. Comes out. It's going to be a one-on-one. Woya back in there. Good stick. Knocks that one away. Still controlled, though, by the Barons, and they're going to play it deep into the corner. Loya's there, plays it up ice to Gumenis. Gumenis skating through some traffic. On 3 the other way. Good back check by Shadish. Now it's a 4-on-3 though. Shot blocked down by Shadish. Nicely done as Ferguson swims underneath a check. Gets it over to Gumenis. Gumenis is going to skate it into the zone all by himself. Now he's going to pull up. Rims it all the way around the boards for Reeling. Reeling plays it to Julius. Julius's pass broken up and into the neutral zone. Quick up from to Egger to Reeling. He pulls up. Puck comes back out to Egger. Egger with some space. Egger shoots. Good shot. I think might hit the crossbar. Dangerous pass there from Monheim, but Egger comes back to it. Now it's Julius over to Reeling. Reeling shot wide over the net. Michael keeps it in the zone. Michael's going to make a man miss. Michael's shot gloved down and saved. Two 2-1 close ball game here. Pens on top. Pass comes up to the point. I'm sorry, that was Markey keeps it in the zone. Barron's going to skate it out. Referee getting caught up in the play here. Allows Ferguson to get control of the puck. He drops it back to Markey, spins around, gets it to Ferguson. Ferguson through some trouble, plays it over to Stahl. Stahl up ice and tipped in the zone by Morgan. Pass intercepted there nicely on the forecheck by Gunnar Morgan. Now he tries to get over to Ferguson. Ferguson keeps it in his skates. Gunnar Morgan now skating around. Looking to shoot, rips one, pad save. Good shot through some traffic. Sullivan now smacks this one around to the other side. Gunnar Morgan first man there on a good forecheck. Now it's going to be a 3-on-1 the other way though. And the Barons go offsides. Shooting themselves in the foot on that one. Gumenis is going to take the draw with Reeling and Shadish out there. Puck coming all the way out of the zone. Drop pass there by the Barons, just out of reach of Gumenis and Reeling, but Caulfield's going to pick it up at the blue line. Caulfield driving in, weaves it for Gumenis. Coming the other way though. Egger's out there with Michael and Monheim. We got 3 minutes and 55 seconds left in the ball game. Julius there with Sullivan. Shot gloved down and saved by Franco. 3:43 left in the third period. 2-1 Pens on top. Egger takes the draw. Plays it behind the net to Michael. Tries to get it up to Sullivan, out of his reach. Kept in the point by the Barons. Shot blocked down. Out to the point. This shot intercepted by Egger. Pass off of Julius' stick. Picked up by the Barons. Rifled off the backside of the referee. Pass knocked down there by Sullivan, then tipped by Julius. Egger's going to pound it into the zone now, picked up by Julius. Touch pass for the Barons the other way. Stick to side by Franco. Now Markey's going to flick one out the other way. It should be an icing. Well, it's not going to get there. Well done by Markey. Into the near corner here with Shadish, Ferguson, and Morgan out there together. Stahl tying his man up hard into the boards, allows Morgan to get it. Morgan fighting through some traffic, skating it out. Puck comes out deep in a zone with no one back there. Now Markey gets back as Stahl takes his man to the boards. Ferguson gets it to Morgan. Morgan into the zone, leaves it for Ferguson. Picked off by the Barons. And the Barons quick the other way. They got a 3-on-2 late in the game. Kind of botched it themselves. Shot from the point, big save into the corner. Minute 30 and counting. Egger going to drive his man out of the zone. Doesn't look like the Barons are going to pull their goalie just yet. Caulfield's out there. Loya has it. Plays it up to Reeling. Reeling gains the zone through some traffic. Chips went over to Loya. Loya rims it down to Egger. He leaves it for Gumenes to come pick up. Gumenes circling, now gets it over to Loya. Loya's going to play one off the boards, trying to get a play there. Now Reeling has it. Oh, they're going to call a penalty on Gumenes, it looks like. Now this might be a 6-on-4 opportunity for the Pens. I'm sorry, for the Barons. Timeout by the Barons. Gonna most likely be a 6-on-4. Here we go, 6-on-4. Sullivan is gonna flip that one. Oh, it's just wide of the net. At this age where there is icing, on the penalty kill. A lot easier to pull your goalie. 6-on-4. A lot harder to do at the older age where there is no icing on the penalty kill. But that one's going to cause an offensive zone draw. Sullivan takes it, one back to the point by Cleveland. One-timer shot, what a shot from the point. Might have been a stick save off the end of the stick. Another one-timer from Fogle, a rifle over the head of Franco. Well, they know what they're trying to do, and they're executing on it very well. At the moment, it is one-timers to Fogle at the point. Now he plays it over to Sadler. One touch there, wide open. What a save by Franco, point blank, 15 seconds and counting. The Pens are tying them up, eating up time behind the net. Well done. One last chance for the Barons. Shot blocked down by Monheim. He's injured. And another save by Franco. Loose puck in front of the net. Fogle steps in. Another save. What a play. Franco with a fury of activity in front of the net. Unbelievable. An absolute flurry of activity. Franco coming out, there was some blast from point blank range, and he helps on for the Pens with a 2-1 lead, 2-1 victory. Maury, Edgar, and Franco, fantastic performance for the Pens. We'll see you in a couple weeks, everybody.